7,770 pounds, 777, come on lucky 7. A 323, no longer 7s. Bunkhouse, double slide, camp kitchen, Catalina, coming in here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Overall, it appears that I think all it needs is somebody just needs to come through, you know, kind of just shoot a little Windex, wipe things down, and just broom sweep it out. It's been park kept. It was locally purchased, locally owned. It hasn't been towed down the road and bounced around. By and large, if it looks like it's ready to go. This would be great whether you're trying to get into your first one or if you're just trying to upgrade to something with a big private beds or bunkhouse slide like you have here. I think you'd be happy with what we get. First, a quick peek with the slides closed. You can see here when the super slide's all closed up. Apparently I left the entry door open and swinging open and shut on me. We can get through here. We can get to the kitchen, to the counter, to the cabinets. At least enough of them. If you want to stop and have like a little, you know, in-transit meal, you can do that. You will notice you're not going to be able to get through back to the bunkhouse from here. But that being said, it doesn't take a whole lot to bump the slide open 6-9 inches to be able to get to that. If you do need to overnight, though, you could probably throw a little kid here, and you could sleep 1 or 2 kids there, and you could probably still make a sleep stop without even opening the slides. And because of the second door, we always have access to the bathroom. One of my favorite qualities on a Catalina travel trailer is the taller 6'9" interior height. It gives more, well, taller cabinets, taller slides, bigger bunks, more headroom in the shower. I like all of those things. And at 7,700 pounds, it ain't like it's heavier than other versions of this floor plan that don't have that extra interior height. They've just done a good job here. We do have central air, central heat to keep you comfortable, and this has an extra long super slide, and you can discern that by virtue of the fact that we have a full Trifold sleeper sofa right here, as well as a 7-foot true U-dinette, and note that those doors on the bottom of the dinette for that easy access storage. Next to that, in a centralized location, this could be linen space, pantry space, extra clothing space for the kids, although when we get into the bunk room, you will see that you're probably not going to need that for extra clothing space, because one of the cool things that they do here on these Catalinas, whether it's this 323 Legacy Series or the 321 SBX version of this floor plan, they build this thing 2 ways, basically an upscale and a more base level trim package, although they're really hard to tell the difference. They're almost the same thing. What I was getting at there is they do a great bunkhouse with tons of storage. Something else that's a little different here, and it's easy to miss in this taller ceiling, is that is a 17% larger refrigerator. It's a 7 cubic foot instead of a 6. And it's not very obvious even when you open the door, but each of the shelves is a little bit taller to give you a little bit more room, because there's nothing more annoying than having that one like jug of stuff that you can't shove into the fridge one way or another. So foot flush stool here in this bathroom area, but we've got that direct entry door right there to that, you know, gives us that in and out sort of jump seat door, although it does have a deadbolt. One thing I should have mentioned while we were looking more in the living room area, whether it's the kitchen, the dining table, or even here in the bathroom, we've got sealed edge counters all the way around. And if you're not familiar with that, basically, if you spill a drink or if you splash some water around, which around a kitchen sink or a bathroom sink is gonna happen, it makes it very hard and essentially impossible for water to soak into that countertop and swell. So remember, the taller ceiling does give us a taller shower, so if you're bigger like me, you can stand directly in that shower without needing to put your head up in the bubble. Back here in the bunk room, I want to point out the fact that we do have a sliding privacy door, not a curtain. So you do have a, like, what I like to call sanity room. If the kids are all jacked up on marshmallows and Mountain Dew, you can close the door and just kind of let them go nuts in here. Top bunk will flip up out of the way, and I love the little attention to detail how every bed has its own little light. Now what's neat here, this is a triple bunk model that can sleep 4 people, because you can see that down below here, this thing can fold open into like almost a residential sized bed. You can have 2 people, even adults, comfortably, separately sleeping down here, but obviously it can fold into like a lounge, it could become a sofa, whatever you want it to be. And over here above the camp kitchen that we'll look at outside, we've got something I like to refer to as the big kid bunk. It's a little bit wider. And one of the cool things about that is what it creates below is this either entertainment area or the extra cabinet storage. Plus we obviously have a built-in bunk ladder. In case you're wondering why these are stuffed in there, that is a vent to the back of the refrigerator in the outside kitchen. You have to be able to allow that to breathe and ventilate a little bit. So they stuffed those in there to make sure critters, if they did find their way into that camp kitchen over the winter season, because this RV hasn't been used yet this year, the critters weren't going to find their way through there. Now, we also have extra dresser space as well as a really generous hanging closet, which is something most bunk rooms really, really lack. That's what I was saying earlier in the living room when I was rambling on and almost lost my train of thought. I kind of went off the rails there. So we talked about the Trifold sleeper sofa. The TV is right above your Bluetooth DVD player and electric space heating fireplace, which would have been added to this optionally. But that's really cool because it does give you that extra heat without burning up your propane. Notice that they bring the drawers all the way down to the floor here, and that bottom drawer is bigger. So they, you know, it costs a little bit more money to have 2 drawers jigged instead of 1 from the factory. Not much more, but that's the thing. This RV was not built with the idea of pinching pennies and you know, stepping over nickels to pick up pennies kind of situation. The sink covers and the recessed stovetop also give this thing a fair amount of prep space, which is pretty darn nice. Now, all of our main cabin lights are on one switch, but you can still control them independently, which is pretty darn cool. Now, up here in the bedroom, neat thing. Normally, this RV would have, brand new, it had a Camp Queen. Well, the RV that these people bought had a 60 by 80 True Queen. But the original mattress that was in this was removed long ago, and the people had put a really nice bed in here. So they said, hey, the new RV that we're buying, can we just swap the mattresses so you folks are going to enjoy a brand new residential size queen bed in this thing that nobody's ever slept on. Isn't that nice? We've got the big side stands over here. I did notice that the little hanging curtain rod that goes above this window right here, I spotted it in here. It looks like maybe somebody bumped into it. It's seen a little bit better days, but like a new hanging rod, that stuff, it can't even be $5 at your local Home Depot or Walmart or whatever. And if that is the only thing you need to decide you're ready to take this RV home, then you give us a call. I bet we can work out something small like that. No big deal. Couple key features to talk about out here. First of all, take a look at that patio awning. And they did something here that most builders of a layout like this don't do. They made it clear both entry doors. It goes right up to that big camp kitchen. And that's not typically how you're going to see an awning handled on a floor plan like this. It's a good area of execution. Now, as the area's local Catalina dealer, I'm darn familiar with this thing. I know my way around it. We didn't happen to sell this specific one. A couple years ago, there was a different local Catalina dealer, and the hiccup there was a lot of owners just reported unhappy dealings with that dealership, so Catalina approached us here at Haylett RV, and it's a brand that we had a lot of respect for, even though we didn't carry them. We said, yeah, heck yeah, we'd like that in our lineup. So what we got here is an extra thick aluminum painted nose skin, and we've got a just a great nice platinum sort of neutral exterior, so it's going to look good with those white, gray, silver, black vehicles, you know. At the weight of this is going to be well within the bounds of a half-ton towable. However, remember that this thing's like 35 feet from the tip of the tongue to the back of the bumper, maybe a little bit more. That means that basically, guys, a long trailer can push around a shorter wheelbase vehicle more easily. Most commonly, half-tons have these really, really short beds. So the longer your vehicle, the better you're going to tow this thing. Keep that in mind, please. Power awning, power tongue jack. It does have an enclosed underbelly for that kind of extra little protection use, and they use a triple seal system here on the slides. And to make sure these slides are always wiping in and out the way they're supposed to, they've got that really rough textured wall right there to always grab those double wiper seals plus the interior bulb seal, just like you have this exterior bulb seal. So when the slide's all the way in or out, 3 seals in contact at all times. If need be, you can certainly walk all over the roof of one of these with a 3/8 roof deck, 16-inch on center roof and wall studs, 5/8 tongue and groove plywood flooring. Pretty standard general construction methodology for the quote stick and tin classification of travel trailers out there nowadays. I just think it's a good example of good execution, because you could have the best playbook in the world. It's not the method, it's not the playbook that matters. It is absolutely the execution of that playbook that matters. And I feel like this is a brand that's getting it done right. Right now in the RV industry, a lot of brands are only building 3 or 4 days a week, and Catalina is one of those that has always maintained 5-day-a-week production, so they're getting the job done right. The thing is, all they've done is slowed down their builds a little bit, so they have more people spending more time per build. I think that's very confidence inspiring. I love the double drawers in this camp kitchen, and I especially like how we have that segmented sort of utensil drawer out here. That's just a nice, smart personal touch, and you can tell somebody who actually camps was involved in designing this thing. We've got a real sink with a real drain and a larger refrigerator here. Now, one thing I noticed is the free-floating Coleman camp grill that would normally go in that slide-open drawer over there, it's not here. Now, this RV literally just landed here on trade. The previous owner accidentally forgot to include the power cord with it, so like they're bringing the power cord over tomorrow. It may or may not have that grill present when you come to collect the RV. So before you do anything, please call ahead of time and say, do you know the final status? Do you have an update on that grill before you go spending all kinds of money? I just want you folks to know exactly what you are or are not getting into, so there's no surprises. Remember, we've got that dual entry door right there to the bathroom, and having a refrigerator and a toilet, both accessible right from outside. It's just absolutely awesome how much dirt it prevents you from tracking through the RV. Now, just a better look at the awning. Again, clears both doors, and it's long. It is long, this awning. You've got room for plenty of picnic space. And this has one of my favorite things, the Catalina Starlight system. You've got LED lighting under that awning right there, and there's also little LED indirect lighting under that fender skirt, which I love the fact that that's aluminum, by the way. It's not a plastic fender skirt that can get brittle and get wind buffeted over time and flake and rattle apart. And you might notice a little outside TV hookup next to the entry door right there. Pass-through storage in this is absolutely fantastic, very reminiscent of something like a Jayco J-Flight with that wider, taller entry door on both sides of that compartment. So like I said, it needs a surface bath. Other than that, hit the road, Jack. This thing's ready to go. So give us a call. We do hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package, deals, RV delivery, and everything in between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.